No, huyo ni kura yangu. Piga picha moja hapa ndio. Hiyo ni kura yangu. Hata ni aje. Aliangalia ni aje ni. Kwa sababu police. Did you know that? Piga kura na mjumbe yako achaguliwe.
Deno. Haki si uniweke. Unaweza ni hotspot.
Ulikuwa unaulizaje?
Unaweza ni hotspot.
Nyota ina.
Ushapewa nyota.
Yangu hotspot lakini
chunga nyota isipote utafute zeki.
Imetile nganti kabisa. Ikifika kutafuta zeki ndio acha hiyo nyota ipotee. James.
Wasonge nyuma.
Upande huu sasa. Upande huu sasa. Tuende upande huu. Excuse me madam, this way please. Pale cameras ni pale. Ni sawa ndugu yangu. Kama mkae pale, unaona pale.
Iko nyumba sana na watu wana zoom.
Basi wengine waende na hii side.
Pita chini hivyo.
Juu hapo nayo unazuma.
Hello. Azimio.
Uko mambo gani bwana?
Azimio. Members of the media, we have a statement from Azimio following a very long day that we have been at sea. And this statement is going to be read on our behalf by Madam Martha Wangari Karua.
Yesterday, we made our final pronouncement regarding the protests that have taken place today. We said the protests would be peaceful and in strict compliance with our Constitution. We take this early opportunity to say a big thank you to the brave and patriotic Kenyans who braved the chilly weather and the brutality of the police to exercise their constitutionally protected right to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and present petitions to public authorities. We encourage those who showed up and those who are yet to make up their minds. Oh, there's no. Okay, we'll begin again. Are we audible now?
Yes.
Not yet. The sound is not. No, boss. Not yet how na ilikuwa kitu. Nani amesema nani apate feed? Wewe unapata feed?
Mimi nachukua hii. Ni hao wa nini? Ningia 1000. Hapa ni nini?
How you audible?
Tunaingia 1000 4 minutes. Kenyan salad. Sasa atachukua FB but ingia YouTube. Kenyan salad.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, we go on now. We begin. Yesterday we made our final pronouncement regarding the protests that have taken place today. We said the protests would be peaceful and in strict conformity with our constitution. We take this early opportunity to say a big thank you to the brave and patriotic Kenyans who braved the chilly weather and the brutality of the police to exercise their constitutionally protected right to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and to present petitions to public authorities. We encourage those who showed up and those who are yet to make up their minds that this is a fight for timeless values of freedom, justice, and democracy, dignity and accountability. We had hoped that given the constitutional protection that our protests enjoy, the illegitimate Kenya Kwanza regime would let Kenyans express their opinion and fight for the country they love so much. That was never to be. Instead, at the break of dawn, police got stationed in all parts of Nairobi metropolis and the city center to prevent us from proceeding with our peaceful protests as we had planned. And it was not only the police who were unleashed, as we had earlier warned, hooligans hired by the Kenya Kwanza illegitimate regime were unleashed to cause mayhem and destroy property and blame it on our peaceful protests. These hooligans, who we are aware were acting under the command of one Rigathi Gachagua and Moses Kuria, were identified and recruited at a meeting in Thika a few days ago. They were then ferried to Nairobi last night. They have beaten up innocent citizens going about their normal activities, stoned motorists and burnt vehicles in a vain attempt to make or to fulfill the prophecies of Kenya Kwanza, claiming that our demonstrations are not peaceful. Unfortunately, because of the mayhem, we were not able to present the critical petitions to the 4 offices as planned. As we said yesterday, we intended to present petitions to the IEBC showing that the results it announced last August were doctored and demand an audit of the servers. We also intended to petition against the sacking of the 4 commissioners. The sacking presents a dangerous precedent in which all future elections, all commissioners will be expected to agree with the chairperson, effectively making elections a one-person show. Actually, it's criminalizing dissent by a commissioner within a commission, or even one person within a board. We also intended to petition office of the president, and I'm saying this very deliberately, the office of the president, with evidence that the cost of food, fuel, electricity, and fees remain unacceptably high. Further, we wanted to petition that office to desist from destroying political parties. And I've emphasized, because we are saying there is an illegitimate regime, we separate the office from persons. The third office we want to visit is the National Treasury, where we wanted to petition for the immediate release of all funds owed to counties and for the timely payment of salaries to all civil servants. The fourth office we want to visit is the Public Service Commission, where we planned to demand that appointments to public offices be done purely on merit and inclusivity, not tribe, as is presently the case. We strongly feel that it is immoral and criminal in a country of close to 50 communities for appointments to go only to members of one community. Unfortunately, our members of parliament who are on their way to the office of the president to begin the presentation of the petitions were not allowed to access this public office, for which we pay with our taxes. Despite being peaceful and unarmed, they were met with tear gas and gunshots and other forms of brutality. We know why we could not be allowed to present a petition to OP on cost of food. There has been an attempt by the illegitimate Kenya Kwanza regime to mislead the people of Kenya that the cost of unga has come down. The truth is that it has not, and we wanted to prove it. We also wish to let Kenyans know that the new unga brands that they are retailing at slightly lower prices than the older familiar brands are GMO maize. A number of millers have declined to mill that maize and sell it to Kenyans as a matter of principle. It is incumbent on the Kenya Kwanza regime, shall I add the legitimate regime, to be honest with Kenyans, tell them the truth, and let them have a choice. Kenyans must not be made to consume GMO products without being told and offered a choice. We said it yesterday, and we will say it again today. William Ruto and his illegitimate regime are making serious attempts to suspend our hard-won constitution, which we shall not allow. End of the statement. But we have something to add, that the goons hired are principally from the Kikuyu community. And they are the same goons that had been hired to attack the Northlands farm, also to attack East Africa Spectre. And it is terrible to prey on unemployed and poverty-stricken members of the Kikuyu community. My colleagues from Mount Kenya, Mr. Kioni and Mwangi Wairia, will make that statement. Okay, I am told there is a page that was missing. Instead of the free and democratic nation that the 2010 Constitution sought to bequeath Kenyans, Ruto is trying to reinvent a police state of the 1980s and the Kenya Special Branch, plainclothes officers and terror machine. Last night, as neo leaders, including Prime Minister and our leader, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and former Vice President Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka had their security withdrawn. This is significant. This is significant because those two offices are guaranteed security by an act of Parliament. It is not gratuitous. So this is illegal, and all members of Parliament from Azimio who actively support this cause had also their security withdrawn. This is suspending the Constitution illegally, engaging in intimidation and blackmail. They are also setting stage for assassinations promised by Moses Kuria on his social media and on his public pronouncements. There is a slow but steady attempt to introduce martial law in Kenya. We know that Mr. Ruto, who Mr. Ruto is learning from, we will not allow it. We will resist. As a country, as a people, we have come too far to look back. By dawn, the Central Park, where our members were meant to assemble, had been taken over by hundreds of plainclothes police, uniformed officers, marked and unmarked vehicles, and goons posing as police. This too was a product of the meeting in Thika. It was a pursuit of the prediction by Moses Kuria that in the course of this protest, Ali Habe Oswald would emerge and assassinate as a new leader, as was done with President J.F. Kennedy. It was also in line with the grim predictions of Gachagua about our peaceful and legitimate protests. We have taken note of a very unfortunate trend in the use of hired gun against Azimio allies. It's youths from central Kenya who are being used to fight other Kenyan communities. It is youths from central Kenya who are used to invade Northland Farm, beginning of this protest, at the beginning of our protest. And these are the ones who are used to invade Jubilee headquarters recently. They are the ones being told to attack homes of their leaders, and they are the ones who have been used today to attack people and property in different parts of Nairobi. Central Kenya youths are being antagonized with other communities before being eventually isolated and dumped. Despite these developments, we are energized that Kenyans are determined to claim their country. We are marching on. Tomorrow we take a break, strategize and recharge. Our protest will resume on Thursday, the 4th of May. Same meeting, same offices, same petition, same people. And as I had indicated, my colleagues from Central Kenya may wish to comment on the misuse and abuse of youth from Central Kenya.
Thank you very much. I'm starting here.
Are you speaking Swahili?
Because
Swahili.
kwa Kiswahili.
Yes. Speak to the people.
Nimesimama hapa nikiwa na masumbuko kidogo, kwa sababu wakati tulipoenda kwa uchaguzi, tulienda kwa uchaguzi kama Wakenya, tulipiga kula kama Wakenya, na hakuna kula ambayo ilikuwa inaandikwa huyu ni Mjaluo amepiga kula, huyu ni Mkalenjin, ama huyu ni Mkikuyu, ama huyu ni Mkamba, na kula ikahesabiwa. Na baada ya kutangaza kula, hakuna kula ya Mjaluo ilitangazwa, ama ya Mkikuyu, ama ya kabila yoyote. Lakini mambo mageni imeibuka kule kwetu nyumbani. Kuna story ambayo imekuwa ikitumika kwa miaka. Kila wakati wa uchaguzi, mambo ya ukabila inawekwa, kwa sababu watu wanajua kwamba wananchi wa kawaida, ukiwaelezea mambo ya kabila nyingine ambayo hawaja kunywa chai pamoja, hata hawajuani, wataona kama wanyama. Kwa sababu wao wanakaanga kwa nyumba, wanachuna majani chai na wanachuna kahawa. Ukiwaambia mambo ya Mkalenjin, umwonyesha Mkalenjin ni mnyama, anafikiri Mkalenjin ni mnyama, hata ana pembe. Ukimwambia Mjaluo anakuanga na miguu mitatu, wao wanasema huyo Mjaluo anakuanga na miguu mitatu na kucha. kwa sababu wao wako nyumbani na wao ni waaminifu. Hiyo story ndio imetumika kwa miaka. Kuna wakati sisi na Wakalenjin hatukuwa tunaonana. Story ilikuwa imeundwa, ya kwanza ilikuwa imeundwa sisi na Wajaluo wakati wa Kenyatta wa kwanza. Hiyo ikakuja ikadidimia kidogo, ikaundwa nyingine sisi na Wakale. Hiyo ikapona kidogo. Hii yetu na Wajaluo ikaanza kupona kidogo kwa sababu ya Raila na Uhuru, na uchaguzi kafanyika. Mambo ya ethnicity sasa imerudi baada ya uchaguzi. Huko nyumbani ukijulikana wewe unaunga Raila mkono, you are being profiled. Haiwezi endelea namna hiyo. Ile story ambayo imeletwa siku hizi, sisi tukiuliza mambo ya gharama ya maisha, wao wanaongea kuhusu Raila. Na vile Raila ako Mjaluo. Sijui Raila kuwa Mjaluo na gharama ya maisha zinaingiliana aje. Kwa sababu Raila basi ageuzwe basi. Wampeleke mahali kwa hospitali, sijui ni India ama ni wapi, basi wamgeuze hiyo kabila yake. Ama waseme basi Wajaluo wahamishwe Kenya kama Wajaluo sio watu. Iko shida kubwa kwa sababu ile mikutano ambayo inafanywa ni ya kuongea, ni ya kuleta uhasama kati ya Wakikuyu na Wajaluo. Uhasama kati ya Wakalenjin na Wakikuyu sasa imeisha kwa sababu walipiga kula pamoja. Na mimi ningependa kushukuru kabila hizi zingine zote. Uoni Mkalenjin ambaye